what's up, YouTube? Well, I got myself some Geiker tuners. I'll learn to pronounce that eventually. So these are the tuners that I picked up on Amazon recently for 50 bucks for my Gretsch. And these are a 21-to-1 ratio tuner. Okay, now, yes, it does say it on the cap. So do we just go by the cap and trust your word? Well, it's up to you, but you can turn them yourself. And they are 21-to-1. So, yeah, they're 21-to-1, just like caps say. So, and they're, of course, logoed and embossed with Geiker stuff. And they tell you they're a 21-to-1 as well. But you can do the turn test yourself. The stock tuner was this. And although they're generally the style of tuner I like, because they're sealed, they definitely have like too small of a tuning key on them and looks absolutely proportionally stupid against the guitar. These keys are suitable for like little travel guitars and little kitty guitars, but just not on an adult size guitar. I think it's ridiculous. I don't know what Gretsch is thinking when they put these things on their guitars. And yes, you can change just the key if you wanted to. Cost you about probably 12, 13 bucks or so for a set of 6. But the thing is you're not gaining anything other than a prettier looking key. And your ratio is still the same. These are 18-to-1. And there's nothing wrong with an 18-to-1 tuner. It's way better than 14-to-1. Trust me, I've had 14-to-1 and they suck. They are so hard for tuning, because it's like a little teeny weeny movement. It's like, hoo-ah, to the string, right? So the higher the ratio, the better it's going to be. It means you got to turn it a lot more to make any kind of a real difference. But that's where tuning stability and perfection of tuning comes in a lot better, is with a higher turning ratio tuner. Doesn't do squat for the sound of your guitar, but aesthetically, a lot more pleasing to look at these bad boys, okay, than even, actually, to be honest, looking at Grovers. I have Grovers on my Gibson Les Paul, and I paid a lot of money for them, especially because they're in gold. But I was looking at Grovers as well for this thing, because I thought, hey, some nice meaty tuners would be good, and Grovers, I like Grovers, they're great on my Les Paul. But the thing is I'm still stuck at an 18-to-1 for $100, and I'm like, no, I want more if I'm going to pay $100. Now, I didn't check to see how much more I could get for $100, but for 21-to-1, I thought for 50 bucks, I can buy a couple packs of strings too with my $100 budget. Makes sense to me. Get strings, get tuners, because we're going to have to change the strings anyway. I actually got lucky because I had restrung this guitar since I got it, and my wife's like, are you going to be able to reuse those strings? I says, watch me. And I still was able to redo the locking tuning system on them, and because I had just enough, a little bit extra sticking out, and I usually do that for a couple days until my strings settle in, and then I'll clip them really super short. Anyways, the tuners are fantastic, guys. I mean, the reviews, yeah, they're written reviews on Amazon. I'm thinking, like, do we really trust this a lot? Because I never really have trusted, because I have gotten screwed before by actually listening to people's great reviews on Amazon. This is the past, right? YouTube's around. We watch videos. We watch a lot of videos on the same thing. Then we make up our minds and go, do we dive in? I think so. Or, not a chance. Okay? And this is how you really learn, because, written reviews are one thing, but there's a lot of guys up there who put written stuff up that is absolute wrong information because they got screwed and then they want you to get screwed. So, hey. But I'm honest, I'm real, and I keep it that way, and I tell it straight up and how it is. Get yourself a set of these things. They are really nice. If you're looking for inexpensive and you want a little bit more turn ratio than what you have now, then definitely it's a fantastic upgrade for you. You're going to find tuning's a lot nicer. Because, you're going to have to turn more to get the same effect, but you're not going to be going over in pitch so easily as you would with a lower turn, because even 18-to-1, there's a huge difference between 18-to-1 and 21-to-1. Okay, so when you look at a turning ratio of a tuner, okay, if we line up our eyelet here, I mean, there's a lot of you watching this video, you're like totally clueless, right, because you're a noob. So here's the deal: you get the eyeball straight here where your string goes through, and you go half turn, full turn, half turn, full turn, half turn, full turn. Now keep an eye on this eyeball, because it's going to appear like it's coming out the other side. You got to keep going until it goes all the way around, one full revolution, okay? Turn 2, turn 1, turn 2, turn 1, turn 2, turn 1, 2, turn 2. And you keep doing it, and you count how many turns you're doing. Don't count your half turns, just count your full turns, okay? But just do it in stages. So you go 1, 2, 3. Okay, and try and keep things as evenly as possible, too. That's very important for movement. Okay, you'll find that this is an 18 to 1. Okay, and you'll find these are actually 21 to 1 as they're labeled, right? Now, the amount of movement that you get out on an 18 to 1, if you turn an 18 to 1 tuner this much, okay, so we're on a flat plane and we're going to here, that is a lot of tension on your string, a lot. Okay, whereas you do the exact same thing on a 21 to 1, that's actually very little in comparison. Okay, because of the 3 extra turn ratio, that means it's 3 times less movement as well compared to an 18 to 1. So it's going to be better for you. Okay, now the lower the turning ratio too, the more slop you're going to find in a tuner. If you do go above pitch, which we all do, right? Okay, you'll find there's a lot of slack that can happen in some tuners too. Slack is a bad thing. That's a poor quality made tuner, okay? And 14 to 1s are pretty notorious for having a lot of slack in them. But 18 to 1s, they're not so bad. 21 to 1, it's like virtually not very much that I've even really noticed for slack. But either way, you still have to, if you go up above pitch, you still have to tune it down and then bring it back up to pitch. Just bring it up, very slow movements, okay? And then this way you get more and more and more and more precise. This may take you a little bit longer to tune your guitar with a 21 to 1 or even a 24 to 1 or whatever you choose. But it is going to be better in the long run, because even when it falls out of tune while playing and bending the snot out of your strings, it's now a little bit less movement that you have to do, right? Either way, because they're going to hold better. But you're I don't know, it's the whole thing about it, it all functions together with everything, because your intonation makes a difference too, how well your guitar is intonated. But either way, if you fall out of tune a lot, okay, you're going to have to turn a 21 to 1 a lot. If you fall out of tune just a smidge, you only have to go just a little smidge, just a little smidge. If you do the same little smidge on this tuner, it's going to be like a lot, okay? Where you do a little smidge on this tuner, and it's going to be just a little smidge, okay? And get you right back up there again. So they are better. But yes, these things do look really, really cool. They look nice aesthetically. They're more pleasing. I even like the tuning head style. Now you can change the tuning keys on any tuner, okay? It's not a big issue to do that. You just have to make sure you have the proper appropriate length screw as well. It's going to work with that new tuning key with your tuner. You're good to go. So if you don't like the key style on these, but you do like the fact that they're 21 to 1 and they're cheap, well then you can always buy separate tuning keys. Okay, it's not a huge thing. If you're fine with the tuners that came with your Gretsch and you just want to change this, then you can order actual just tuning key heads and replace them and still keep the same tuner. But I wanted a higher ratio, more aesthetically pleasing, and of course a much bigger key. So I wanted a complete set, and I found a set from Geiker. I guess they're called Geiker. I keep wondering if I'm pronouncing that name right. Yes, Geiker. Geiker. It sounds like a weird name, but yes, it is Geiker. Yeah, check the video description below. I mean, that's where I'll put the Amazon link if you guys are interested in these things. I get nothing out of the deal, by the way. I'm not promoting Amazon here, and you know, I'm just telling you these are the tuners I've tried out. I like them. I agree with the other Amazon reviewers that have reviewed these tuners. These are like really, really nice tuners for the money. And you know, this is not like a high-end Gretsch. This is like an $800 guitar in Canada. Okay, well, $780. All right, but it needed better quality tuners and better looking tuners too. And I got the bonus of the higher tuning ratio, and I was actually able to save $50 because I didn't go after the Grovers, and I wouldn't have gained anything on the Grover other than Grover logoed, you know. And yeah, they were nice looking, but they were still $50 more and the same ratio as what came with the guitar. I wanted a higher ratio, and I thought, well, 21 to 1, that's 3 turns more, so that means 3 times less movement for the same amount of movement I would do on an 18 to 1. This is starting to really make a lot of sense. I'm in. I'm going to try them out and see if I like them. And if I do like them enough, which I do, I'm going to buy a set of these in gold for my tailor. Now, 3 and 3 headstock makes no difference if you're a lefty player or a righty player. These go on acoustic guitars, they go on electric guitars, no difference, okay? If you have a guitar that has an inline 6, they carry inline 6 tuners as well for both left-handed and right-handed. Okay, again, you can have an acoustic guitar that has inline 6, because Fender makes a few. Other companies do too. But your electric guitars that have inline 6, they have them for left-handed or right-handed. Okay, you just order the appropriate. And they have chrome, and they have gold, and they have black. Now, I have not gone into their main store link to see what else they have in their main store, but you can do that yourself. I'm going to go check it out myself later on anyway. But these are fantastic tuners for the monies. You know, I mean, I'm sorry, they're better than Grover's, okay? And they're cheaper, and they're a higher turn ratio for the lesser money too, you know? So I look at it that way. It's a win-win-win, and it didn't cost me a bazillion dollars, right, for good quality decent tuners, and that's to me what these are. They're good quality decent tuners. So check them out. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let's give you a little bit of more play on this thing, and then we'll get out of here. Kind of almost buggered that up at the end. I was like, ah! Okay, thanks for watching, guys. See ya. Have fun. Enjoy. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hey, if you did, you know, thumbs up. And we'll catch you on the next one. See ya.